All right. Okay, so today I'm gonna show you how to use the chat trigger node, right, from n8n. It's a very powerful trigger node. It's not only for AI. You can use the chat trigger node for other things as well. It's very handy. Um, you can use for test some things that you have in your mind, let's say as a support, right? What we're going to do today is basically test our RSS, if our RSS node is working properly, if the URL that we have is working properly. It's a very simple example, but just to show you how it works and how you can make the most of it. And as I said, it's not only for AI, it's for everything to access your data, and you can do a lot of things with that, right? Okay, so let's start adding our trigger. So our chat trigger node, you can just search for that. I think it was here at the beginning. Yeah, on chat message. Okay, this is our guy, right? When we receive, when chat message received. So here is our trigger. It's pretty simple. When we open it, it will open this screen here, right? And you can also publish, make it public, so you can set a chat screen in another tab with a specific URL that it's useful as well, right? So you can type something here, let's say test, and it will process the data that you send and return the output in this in the same chat thing, right? So in this case here, it just returned what I have sent. So I have sent test, and it returned the test in the chat input variable. Okay, what we are going to do, we are going to send some RSS URLs here and see what they return. Okay, so let's add here our RSS node, right? And then let's put the chat put as our reader. And let's put some RSS URL here. So I have some open here. I have from New York Times, CBC, CNN, Wall Street Journal. Let's see the New York Times. Let's get something here. Let's see about science. Okay, so we just go to the address bar and copy that, and let's put the URL here. Let's see what it's gonna return. Okay, it returns something, right? So it basically returned everything that we received, not everything. It returned just the first feed that we have in that URL, right? If you see here, we have 34. We have 34 news from this RSS, and it shows the just one here. And also, it didn't show in a readable way, right? This is a JSON object. It's very complicated to read that. Let's format it. Let's put a little bit more notes here to format that and see how it's gonna be. Right, first thing, I have 34 items, and the chat node here only received one item, right? So we need to aggregate. We need to aggregate this result here in a single list, not as separated items. So there is a node for that. It's called aggregate. And let's see, we can aggregate individual fields or just all items in the date in a single list. Right? This is what we want, aggregate everything in a single list. If we execute that, we will see now we have just one item, and that inside that one item we have the data with 34 elements. Right? Let's change this. Let's put as feed. Okay, we have our feed here. And then before returning to the chat, let's format that. We don't need everything, right? We just need the title, the link maybe. We just want to confirm that everything is fine. Let's use the edit field, the set node here. Let's open that and let's add the field here. And here I'm gonna type the name of the variable that we are going to return to the chat UI and put that as text. I think it's necessary. It needs to be text. It was something else, it's not gonna work. We'll check that. And for the value, let's put expression, because we are going to use a few JavaScript functions here to format this thing here. Basically, What do you want? Title, link, for sure. Maybe the pub date, the contents. Let's see. Maybe the contents. All right, let's make this thing bigger by clicking on this arrow here, and let's start pulling the as it suggests us here, right? Let's start put this double curly for the JavaScript code. All right, so the input data comes in this JSON stuff. I just put the JSON stuff and I receive everything here, and I want everything from the feed node. So okay, and then let's format that, right? I have an array, you can see here on the right side. Let's use the map function to format each item, right? So the map function is interesting to use in this case. I think it's easier than use reduce, right? Let's call it as item and let's use string interpolation. Okay, so now we have an empty array with empty string because of course we didn't put anything. So let's do like this title, right? String interpolation item dot title is the name. Okay, now we have the title. Let's break the line, breaking the line here, and let's add the link, right? So let's put something like this, link, and item dot link. Okay. Maybe the content. Yeah, let's put before the link, right? Let the link be the last one. So here, another new line, and in the middle here, let's put the content, just the content. Let's not put anything, right? After the surrounding the count or before the count, it's going to be item dot content. Okay, all right. So it's still an array. We have everything that we need. It's still an array, but the map function, as this is an array, the map returns an array. We can join them to create a new string, and let's join by a new line, right? Let's put another one. Let's see. Okay. Title, description. Let's see, right? Let's see. Let's save that, and we can resend that by just pasting again, or we can just go back here to our message. If you mouse over, you will see that there is a very tiny icon here to repost the message. If you just click that, it will repost the same message, repost the same message, and yeah, it worked, right? And it will process the same message again. Okay, we can see here we have a lot of news, right? With the link. And where is the description? I don't see the content, right? I think it's not all of them that has content. Let me double check. Content. Right, maybe let's put something here in the content just to make it different. Let's put a double dash here. Save, let's run it again. Just mouse over and then click on this repost message. Yeah, okay, it's here, right? So the new line, it's not working. That it's not a problem. I think we need to put more break line. All right, let's format this thing a little bit better. So let's see what we can do here. Why this new line is not working? I'm not sure. But maybe we don't need that. Okay, we have the title, we have the link. Oh, first thing, the link is clickable. No, the link is not clickable, right? So I can't click that. This chat Y accept Markdown. So we can use Markdown here, create a Markdown link for that. So let's see if what I'm saying is correct. So we have the link here, choose Markdown. I think, let me copy that. I think first we need to use the square and then parenthesis with the same thing, right? So what is the square is going to be the text, and what is inside the parenthesis is the link itself, right? So let's run again. Let me find where is that message and run again. We post and let's see. All right, it didn't work. Let's save that. Let's clean. There are many things here. Let me clean that so we can clean everything, or we can just click here, reset, right? Reset the chat session. Okay, everything's clean. Let's copy the link again, paste it here. Let's see. All right. So now we have the title. The link now is clickable, right? If you click that, it will open the news that we want. It is still not good. I mean, the design could be better. What is this thing here? Okay, so looks like we can make things bigger. Right, so yeah, it's a little bit better. Okay, let's do something. Let's use the title as the text for the link. And when we click in the title, it will redirect to the link automatically. So let's do that. I will remove the content. I'm not happy with that. Remove the content. And here we have the link. We will be removing the link as well. But let me just copy this. The title, let's remove the word title. Let's put the title as the text for our link and our link as the thing. And let's put a date here. Let's remove now the link. We don't need that duplicated. Let's put a dated here, separated by dash. Item.pub date, maybe pub date. Okay, it's not getting the local time zone. It's +00. This is UTC. I think we need to put in new date. New date. Right. New date. Okay, and let's format that to locale string. All right, a little bit better. Let's see how it looks now. Save that. Let's send this again. All right, it sounds much better, I would say. It's cleaner, at least. So we have the title. If we click on the title, we redirect to this dinosaur, what's going on. We have the dates, and I would prefer the dates in the same line. So let's put the date in the same line. Save that, send it again. Okay, so now I have a cleaner thing here. That sounds good. Perfect. Okay, so it seems to be working. Let's see, is it shorted? It's not shorted. So it's not shorted. Let's short it by date. Let's get the most recent first, and then you go all the way down to the old ones, right? So to short that, we can short then here, right? After the read, let's short then here. So there is a note for that. It's the short. I want to short then and descending, right? And let's add a field to short. So I had a problem with that before. We need to put a JavaScript. If you are shorting by date, we need to create a new date here. And in the parameter for the new date instance, we can put anything, any date, right? We have the pub date and we have the ISO date. Let's put the ISO date. Not here, my friend. Here, actually. Okay. So now I have the date. And the date should be descending. Right? Okay. Let's send that again. Just click here and let's see. Okay, we have an error. Let's see. What is the error here? Fields to be short. Okay, Jesus. It's not this one. This is the fill the name, ISO date, right? Okay. And let's see, random, not random, code, simple, ISO date, right? So it's not a code, it's just to fill the name. You just need to read what it's saying. Okay. All right, so it worked, I would say, but let's see if it's correct. It's not shorted. This is not shorted to me. Let's use code instead. The field is going to be ISO date, and let's see. Will it work in this way? No. Why? Shortcode doesn't return. Paste the return statement in your code. It's not my code. It's yours. Right? It's not shorted. So what I'm thinking, maybe we need to put a new date here. Surround everything with a new date. New date. And let's try to make it a little bit easier. Close parentheses. I think it's shorting, but it's shorting ascending, not descending, right? Yeah, it's shorting descending. It's correct. So we don't need to put that, but it's okay. So to invert that, we just invert the signs here to be descending. Makes much more sense to me now. And that's it. I think now we are shorting. Let's try it again. Okay. All right. Seems to be shorted, right? AM, PM. Okay, yeah, AM, PM. Yeah, that sounds good. Now it's better. And here we have the oldest one. And then, okay, we have the title and the date. Let's try another one. We have tried, let me close this, New York Times. We have CBC, top stories. Let's see the top stories from CBC. Let's put them here. Let's clean everything. Put it here. Let's see. It didn't work because of what? Maybe some of them we have 20 item doesn't have the, some of them don't have the ISO dates. Should have, right? I think that it's a standard. Man, why this thing is not working? Let's see. If date is bigger, otherwise it's zero. Return. Why did it work now? All right. Things, technology things. It worked now. Let's try another one. This is CBC, and I have from Wall Street Journal. Let's see what's going on in technology. I hope this worked this time. Let's see. This time it works first time. Okay, opinion, the business of America. Okay, so this is how you can use the chat note to do something aside from just AI, right? So it's not just AI, you are using the chat to talk to n8n. Let's say you want to test this thing, we use the chat node, and in that it's a better interface. We just need to pay attention to the output format, right? And that's it. That's the today's video. Thank you for watching. See you next time. I forgot something very important. Give the name to the workflow. So RSS tester. All right. Now it's better.